The following audio may contain the personal testimonials of some independent OPTAVIA coaches or clients of OPTAVIA. The results relayed in these messages are based on the unique experiences of the participants, and we cannot guarantee like or similar outcomes. While you may be inspired by these accounts, please note that any stories of success have not been verified, and your individual path to healthy living and weight loss will vary. As always, it is our recommendation that you consult with a healthcare provider before starting a weight loss program. In addition, this audio may contain income or earnings representations of some independent OPTAVIA coaches. OPTAVIA makes no guarantee of financial success. Success with OPTAVIA results from successful sales efforts, which requires hard work, diligence, skill, persistence, competence, and leadership. Please see the OPTAVIA Income Disclosure Statement for statistics on actual earnings of coaches under the U.S. Compensation Plan, which differs from the International Compensation Plan. Yours in health, the OPTAVIA team.
I am Joanna Mitchell. I am an independent certified OPTAVIA coach, and I get to spend the next 30 minutes with you tonight discussing with you element 2, knowing what you want to accomplish. And I am absolutely fired up and pumped because this is one of my favorite elements. This is my husband. That awesome, hot man candy on my left is my husband, Jay Mitchell. He's a health coach also. We are parents of 6 amazing kids, and I started my health journey 5 years ago. When I came into this health journey, I was looking for weight management, and it was a pretty amazing transformation. What has been even more amazing, though, is what has taken place the next 5 years. The next 5 years post-weight transformation has had more pursuit of optimal health than I ever thought possible. And I'm really excited to kind of share little bits of that story throughout this evening. So what's our agenda? Okay, we're going to cover 3 areas: mindset, skill set, and action. Man, that's the foundation for anything. Mindset, skill set, action. So mindset, what do you want? Do you know what you want to create? Skill set, where do you want to start? And actions, we're going to learn how to use this life book to guide us through our goals. I love this life book. If you do not have one, you need to get one. All right, so while we're getting started, this is our community time. This is our family time. And we want to know from you, who are you? Who's joining us tonight? Are you here as a coach, an OPTAVIA coach? Are you on tonight as an OPTAVIA client? Or are you on as a guest? Fill in the answers. We're gonna take about 75 seconds to fill those answers in. I'm gonna give you all just a moment because this is important to us. We want to know who is here with us and who's part of our family. Meanwhile, I want you to make sure you have your pen and your paper because I am going to have you write down some questions and give you some homework for you to work on later tonight. So make sure you have pen and paper ready. Run and go get it now if you fill in your cue. And I think we've got a lot of good answers in here. So I think we're ready to go ahead and get started. All right. So before we really jump in though, I want to give a shout out to the Habits of Health Transformational System. Dr. A, our co-founder, has put his passion and life into this, and he just created a revised version, our 2.0. And if you don't have this system yet, you are missing out. Transformation is not a number. Transformation is not a number on the scale. Transformation is not a waist size or a BMI. Transformation happens when you change the way you think and you develop new habits. And this system is your foundation for doing it. That app is rockin' awesome. It helps you track. It guides you through Stop, Challenge, Choose. The habitsofhealth.com, it gives you tons of resources. And then Dr. A's Habits of Health book and Life book, that's where the secret sauce is. And just for a second here, let's be fully honest, full disclosure, because remember, I coach a lot of clients. Put a 1 in the chat if you're willing to be brave. If you have not cracked open that book yet, put a 1 in the chat. Put a 2 in the chat if you've cracked it open once or twice. Okay, I see a good bit of 1 and 2s. Guess what? No shame in your game. I get you because I know that these books are big. And I know that to some they can be overwhelming, and I know that the overwhelmed mind does nothing. So we're about to take a 5-minute little tour into Dr. A's Habits of Health installation, how to install healthy habits in a very systematic way. So here's my challenge to you. You ready? I'm going to challenge you, each and every one of you, to put Dr. A's Habits of Health book by your bedstand. I'm going to also challenge you to put your life book somewhere in your kitchen or in your living room by your coffee cup, wherever you're going to go to sit to drink coffee in the morning. And now I want you to decide, on your absolute worst, no good, rotten day, what is it that you can commit to each of these books? Is it a time limit? Can you commit 2 minutes? How about 3? I suggest to most of my clients 5 minutes. So maybe 5 minutes is what you can do. So now you have cues. When you crawl into bed at night, I'm going to challenge you to set your timer. Say, hey, Alexa, hey, Siri, set a timer for 5 minutes. And then I'm going to challenge you to read that book for 5 minutes. That's it. When that timer goes off, close it. When you get up in the morning and you're having your miracle morning or your quiet time, your cup of coffee, that book is by there. Hey, Siri, set a timer for 5 minutes. Go ahead and open that book and write for 5 minutes. And here's what you're going to find out. You're going to find out that when you do this for 66 days, it's going to become a habit. You're also going to find out that you're going to accomplish a heck of a lot more in this book by doing small incremental steps than if you just sit and wait for perfect. You know, wait for that perfect 30 minutes when the kids are quiet, or wait for that perfect 30 minutes when you are not tired and you can actually have time to sit and read. It doesn't happen. So my challenge is to start the practice of habit installation and stop waiting for perfect. Let's dig in and let's start doing the hard head work and heart work that fosters transformation. There's my little plug. All right. Element 2, we haven't even gotten started yet. Identify what you want. We're going to develop a strategy to help you start creating your desired change. And we are going to really dig in to these 3 readiness rulers. How willing are you, confident, and ready? Because these are going to be indicators as to what kind of power you're going to have in place for your journey. I love, 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 love this quote from Dr. A. This quote I have underlined like 4 times in my life book. He says, when we talk about what we want, it's usually tied to a pleasure principle rather than lasting satisfaction. We confuse the things that bring us immediate pleasure with the things that lead us to lasting fulfillment. Most of the things that create pleasure are only present while we are doing them. What does he mean by that? Well, let's talk about a bowl of ice cream. If you're eating a bowl of ice cream, it's immediate pleasure. Man, that Ben and Jerry's, whoo, pleasure, pleasure, pleasure. But the second you put that spoon away, pleasure gone. Now let's talk about satisfaction. You come home from work and you are exhausted and you don't feel like putting those running shoes and running, but doggone it, you are willing to forego the pleasure of flopping in your couch for the satisfaction that you're going to experience when you're done with that run. And you go for that run. And man, that satisfaction far exceeds the moment of that run. My passion, Dr. A's passion, is as we develop tonight some clarity on what you want to create, that the backdrop of this are these principles, that we move from a pleasure principle to lasting satisfaction. So keep that in the back of your head as we start exploring. So let's park right here. What do you want? I want you to put a 1 in a chat if you are crystal clear on what it is you're wanting to create in your health. Put a 1 in the chat for me. And I want you to put a 2 in the chat if you're not quite sure yet. Again, no shame in our games here. I have another one. I want you to put a 3 in the chat if you are either 1 or 2 and you feel like your health is an absolute disaster and you have so much to fix. My guess is there's a lot of 3s popping up. And I want to start this evening as we're digging into this element with you understanding this basic truth. You are not a problem to be solved or a project to be fixed. Let me say that again. You are not a problem to be solved or a project to be fixed. You just have some pretty strong pathways right now that might not be serving you. Neural pathways, connections in your brains, patterns. But the good news is that you can develop new ones. You can develop stronger ones. And as you go through Dr. A's life book, he's going to guide you over the course of this life book in developing new patterns. So for now, The most important foundation that I can offer you while you're going on your health journey is clarity, is becoming crystal clear in what you want to create. And I want you to be able to do this from a place of power rather than from a place of fear or from running from something that you don't want anymore. So here's the key. Write this down. Your life is always going to move in the direction of your strongest thoughts. Let me say that again. Your life is always going to move in the direction of your strongest thoughts. Are you happy where your thoughts are taking you? Do you have a picture of what you're wanting to move towards? Your thoughts matter, and I want us to gain some clarity tonight so you can be fully positioned and fully postured to move into a direction that you want to, and to be able to tell a story one day that you're proud of. So let's dream for a minute, okay? Get that pen and paper out. First of all, I want to ask you a question because we're going to start from power. We always set goals from power. What are you proud about in your body or in your health? Seriously, what are you proud about? Some of you might be having a hard time with that question. Some of you might have spent a lifetime of self-deprecation. You know what that timer was? That was because I said Siri to set time for 5 minutes. So some of you might have been dealing with a self-deprecation or self-loathing. So I'm really going to have you dig in here. What are you proud of? If you're having a hard time with this question, can I suggest that you be proud of the fact that you have legs that can walk, that you have synapses that fire? Can you just right now borrow some of the things that I'm proud of about you? That you can be proud that you have a heart that pumps blood that's oxygenated all throughout your body. You can be proud of the fact that you have arms that can lift and hands that can create. But I want you to dig in. I want you to think about something that you can be proud of. And the second thing I want to write down is, what have you learned about yourself and your health in the last 6 months or year? What's something you've learned? What's something that you have gained some knowledge in? From here, this is where we're going to go into dreaming, because I don't want us to start from a place of criticism. I want to start from the place of creativity. So let me ask you this. If failure wasn't an option, if I handed you that easy button and I said, I dare you to dream beyond good enough, beyond, oh, if I can only just get here, but really dreamed big time, hairy, audacious dreams, what is it that you want to create? What is that goal that you want to create in your health? If you don't have time to write it down right now, at least write the question down. I want you to think about that goal. And I want to ask you, what about that goal lights your fire? Just puts a fire under you? What about it excites you? Think about it. Write it down. You'll have more time to work on this at home. Now, my next question is, imagine yourself accomplishing that goal and all the things that excite you. What things are you going to start doing that you might not be doing now? It could be something like a 5K or a half marathon. It could be jumping in pictures with your children and not positioning them in front of you so you can hide yourself. Throwing on a swimsuit this summer and running down the beach recklessly, not being consumed by being self-conscious. How about riding on a roller coaster or getting in an airplane without a lap extender belt, or jumping on the trampoline or playing with your kids? What things are you going to start doing when you reach this goal that you're not doing now? Or what things are you going to start doing more easily? Now step into the future. I want you to step into the future. You're at that place now where you are doing more. You're doing things you've never done before. You're doing them more easily. You're excited. You're lit up. How does this impact the relationships in your life and how you show up for those relationships? How does this impact how you show up as a mom or a dad, a husband, a wife, a sister, a brother, a daughter, a friend? What kind of impact does it have? And finally, I want to ask you this last question. When you're there, when you've hit this goal, you have all the things that you've already listed out, what do you imagine your emotional health looking like? Do you see it? Do you see something bigger than those pathways that you have right now that might not be serving you? Your homework is to write this out so clearly and put it everywhere. Put it on your phone, put it on your fridge, put it on your computer. What we repeat and practice is what we manifest. So it is important that this becomes your in front and center in front of you, what you want to create. So now that you have a picture of what you want to create, we actually have 6 macro elements of health, macro habits of health. We have healthy weight management, healthy eating and hydration, healthy motion, healthy surroundings, healthy mind, and healthy sleep. Where do you want to start? Which area is going to be that one area that's going to be the catalyst for all the other areas in your life? For me, it was healthy weight management. We're going to listen to someone today who was a little different. She didn't come in here for healthy weight management, but where do you want to start? So with that, I'm going to introduce to you Stacy Truer. I am so honored. I love this girl. I've known her for like almost 20 years. And this girl has a rockin' awesome health story. But her health story did not start with weight management. So get ready to listen to just an amazing story by Stacy. Go ahead, Stacy.
Hi guys, thanks for inviting me on. This call has taught me so much, so I'm grateful to be here sharing with you guys tonight. And Joanna's right, my pre-OPTAVIA pain point, as we might say it, was not weight related. Probably everything else on the screen she just showed you. And I would have put a 3 in the chat and said my health was just a disaster. As it turns out, you cannot eat like a frat boy forever. Eventually, your body does demand some nutrients, and that's where I was. I had just spent a long time making poor choices, and they caught up with me. And so when I encountered OPTAVIA, I was a very tired mama of a 2-year-old. I felt like I had just come out of the delivery room, still 2 years in, just depleted, tired, did not have clear thoughts in my head. And I was also battling dizziness. And if you've ever had to deal with something like that, there's an emotional wear and tear that happens. And all of that has a ripple effect. It just pours into your relationships, and it affects how you're showing up in life. And so there I was. Life honestly was not bad. It's just that I wasn't being the mom that I had envisioned I would be. It had been a long time since I was the wife I was wanting to be. I was depleted and spread thin are probably the best words. So that all of that is what that slide you just showed, all of those micro habits that we have. I needed work in every single one of those areas. The thing is that, well, what I love about element 2, which I hope you're grasping, is that we have to make the choice to step in and make a change. And Dr. Ray says that in this element. It's up to us. We can't keep reliving the same day, looking at the same problem and wishing it away. We have to take ownership and make the change. And so when I met my coach, Joanna, or ran into her again, I should say, I was more than ready to try something new. I was very willing to make changes in my life. I knew I was actually looking for more. I was looking for more things that had more purpose and more things that I could do. But that's all I could do was look, because I honestly did not have the energy or the mental or emotional capacity to actually participate in anything more. But I did not think that I was capable. I honestly did not think I was capable of being that picture of health that I had envisioned in my mind. And the incredible thing is that that's what this program is about, because of everything Joanna has been sharing so far, is that we get to learn how to be capable, and we get to decide not just why our goals are important, but what our life is going to look like when we accomplish those goals. So everything that she walked you through, that's what she walked me through. And guys, I'm not really like a list maker or a pro-con person, but when she walked me through that, simply asking, okay, what's next, and helping me paint that picture, that's when I just like belly flopped in to this program. And the exciting part is that I now have, like, the Habits of Health system is this box of tools that we all have access to, that we get to pull out those tools and create the life that we want to create. And when you tap into that, when you can see the picture of what you want and you have the structure to facilitate that, then the sky's the limit. And the incredible thing to me is that I get this forever. So life is going to throw me more curveballs. I'm going to have more pain points. But guys, I have a system that I know if I lean into is just going to breed creative solutions and different strategies for me to succeed. So I know Joanna just kind of said it. I'm going to say it a different way, but one of my absolute favorite sayings is that we steer where we stare. And that's the beauty of stepping into this whole process and really leaning into it, is that we get to stare at a future that we want to create. We don't have to keep staring at the problem and wondering why it won't go away. My eyes are fixed on that future, and your guys' can be too. So thank you, Joanna.
Girl, that was awesome. And she is the real deal. I tell you, she is living a life where she is fixed on what is next. So let's continue. And now I'm going to check in with you on some readiness rulers. And this is where the party gets started. So now you know what you want to create. And the first thing I want to ask is, how willing are you? See, this willingness ruler is going to be tightly connected to what you want to create. When you have a future that is so stinking compelling, you can't help but want to move towards it. You are going to be willing to leave behind habits and behaviors and actions and thinking and maybe even relationships that no longer serve you. So if there's a willingness issue right now, if you're kind of at a point where you're like, I'm kind of more like a 4, a 2, a 5, no shame, but I'm going to challenge you to go back to that creation part, because the goal here is to create something so powerful, you're ready and willing to step forward into discomfort, make discomfort your friend, and leave behind things that don't serve you. So now let's get into confidence. So let me ask you to go back to this dream. This one is my favorite. Go back to your dream. What is it you want to create? Take a second, envision it. Now here's what I'm going to ask you next. What do you actually expect to accomplish? I'm going to say that again. What do you want to create? And what do you expect to accomplish? Is there a gap? See, I've noticed along the way that there have been gaps in what I want to create and what I expect. Just recently, I've set some really big goals for myself, and I caught myself in the kitchen saying, oh, whatever, I'm going to quit in a week anyways. I'll never make it past a week. That is an indicator. That is saying that is what I expect, and that is different from what I want to create. That is an indicator. That shows that there's low levels of confidence in myself. And let me explain to you why. It's because I was living from a place of memory. I'm living in the memories of past failures, past quitting, past setbacks, and I'm not living from a place of imagination. What would happen today if you made a choice to stop living from memory, living from the setbacks, the pains, the quitting, and you made a decision that you're going to live in imagination? Well, how do you do that? Well, how I'm doing that is I am catching myself. When I hear those little inner critics, I catch myself and I'm making a decision to start letting my inner champion coach me. I immediately in that moment said, well, that's curious. No, I am not a quitter. In fact, I'm a commitment slayer. I say it out loud. I look like a crazy person in my house. I say I'm a commitment slayer. I'm a promise keeper. I have a rockin' powerful body, and I'm going to rock these goals. I say it out loud. And let me tell you this. If there is a gap right now because you have wounds from the past, start declaring this out loud. declaring truth out loud, and borrow your coach's confidence in the meantime. But I want to speak over you with confidence. If you are in a spot where you're letting your past failures be your prison, it's time to let it be your curriculum. And I speak over you. You are a promise keeper. You are more than a conqueror. You're a commitment slayer. You're powerful. Your body can burn fat like a boss. You drink water like a horse. Your legs can carry you farther than you imagine. Your arms can lift more than you can believe. You're an overcomer. You're an adapter, and you're courageous. Write it down and speak it out. Build your confidence muscle. Build it strong. So, last one, how ready are you? Well, again, how ready are you is going to be tied directly to confidence and willingness. So, you know what? There are some factors with readiness too that are just reality, just has to do with reality. Maybe you have family in town, so you're not quite ready yet. Maybe you are, you have, I don't know, you're getting ready to go on a trip. You're not ready yet. That's okay. But I want to caution you, if you're in a position where you keep putting off being ready because you're waiting for perfect, there might be more work to be done in confidence and willingness and knowing what you want. Because when we are constantly in a motion of waiting for perfect and we're putting setbacks because we're waiting for perfect, that truly is just a smokescreen. It is truly just a smokescreen that is covering up the fact that you're afraid. You're afraid of failure and you're afraid of quitting. So again, borrow the confidence of your coach, declare your goals, declare who you are, and make it happen. So let's go on to this next slide. And there are, let me just tell you, there's readiness rulers for every single habit of health that you can do, macro health. So I'm going to ask you, how important now is it for you to change? How confident are you and how ready are you? I'm going to put the poll up right now. Which one of the 6 macro habits of health are you going to start with? Put the poll in, or start filling in the poll. While you're doing that, I'm going to bring on my girl, Jessie. This girl came to me 2 years ago, and guess what? She was not ready. 2 months ago, this girl was ready because she decided what she wanted to create. So Jessie, I'm going to let you go ahead and get started and share your story.
Thank you, Joanna. Isn't she amazing? This is my coach, girl. She's fire tonight. And this is just amazing this past month and a half since jumping in. Just a little bit about me. I have 3 little boys. I'm married to a wonderful husband, and we're both in full-time ministry in the Northeast. And, you know, I've always battled with weight. It's always been an issue for me, a really source of shame in my life. And I had just allowed myself to believe that, you know, this is as good as it gets. I'm not going to be, I just need to settle for where I am. And I remember talking to Joanna 2 years ago and just saying, you know, I think I'm going to do this on my own. I know what to do. I know how to eat healthy. I don't need all of this. I'm going to do it on my own. And then I realized I was making our family yearbooks at the end of the year. And I realized that 2 years ago, I had set out to lose weight, and I was the same weight that I was 2 years ago. And I thought, I think I'm going to call Joanna. Now, mind you, it was December. So Christmas was coming. And I said to myself, if I can do this over Christmas, I can do this anytime. I'm doing this now. I'm not waiting. I'm jumping in and doing this now. And so over Christmas break, we traveled and we were with family, and it was not easy. It was very challenging, but I was seeing results and allowing truth to transform my mind. We're renewed, we're transformed by the renewing of our mind. And exactly what Joanna's talking about is believing the truth about it. And one of the things that she coached me with in the beginning was to allow your future self coach your present self. And that has rocked my world. And she would, just like she did with us earlier in this call, imagine what are the things that you could do that you're not doing. So I imagined 130-pound Jessie. Wow, what could I do? I could go on a hike with my boys and with my husband, and I could jump from rock to rock, and I could swing from the tree branches, and I could do all the things. I couldn't do that where I was. And so I through this whole journey and this past month and a half, that has been the thing that has kept me going. It's been the fuel to my fire every day. And I also have accountability. I just saw someone say, "Are you a coach?" Yes. I started just sharing what I was doing, and people just naturally were jumping in with me. And that keeps me accountable. I got these awesome women who have jumped in with me, and they too are having their minds, their hearts, and their bodies transformed. And it keeps me accountable because I think I have to keep going for these girls. They matter. And letting the future drive where I am today has changed everything. So thank you so much for letting me share, Joanna. It's just so good what you're sharing. And just want to encourage you all, let that future self drive you.
Girl, listen, this girl is the real deal too. I'm so privileged to get to work with such amazing people. Hey, we're going to throw up the poll. I want you guys to be able to see where everyone has decided they're getting started. Check it out. 50% weight management. And we're all over the place here. And this is awesome. This is incredible. This is good, you guys. There is so much goodness happening. So let's talk about our action steps. Let's finish and close this up with action steps. Here it is. You ready? It's time to become crystal clear on what it is you want to accomplish and to find that future vision that's so compelling from a place of power, that is so compelling you're willing to leave behind thoughts, behaviors, relationships, actions that no longer serve you. I'm going to challenge you. It's time to pay attention to the gap between what you dream and what you expect, and to close that gap by calling out your greatness. Your story is not written yet. Do you hear me? It's not written yet. You have more goals to slay, more commitments to keep, more people to connect with, more lives to enhance and inspire. Your story is not written yet. So my call to action is to you is make this next step be the first chapter in this new book that one day you are going to be so stinking proud of to tell. So with that being said, we are starting something where we want to poll what you thought of this evening, because we want to grow. We want to learn. So share with us, how did you enjoy this evening? Was it useful? Did it add value? So we can grow and we can learn. And finally, while you're doing that, let me just share with you a little bit about our Habits of Health channel. We have a Habits of Health channel. You can subscribe to it here. Look at that little red button for subscribing. You can leave comments. Please leave your comments. We want to know more. We want your feedback. And finally, you can go back and check all the archived Habits of Health calls. There are some awesome calls. We have amazing coaches who share amazing, amazing inspiration. So thank you for joining us this evening. Thank you for giving me your time. Thank you for doing a community time with us on this Wednesday night. Next week, my good friend Dawn Chow is going to be sharing with you on loving yourself to optimal health. We love you guys. Have a blessed evening and a powerful, powerful day tomorrow on purpose.
This audio may have contained the personal testimonials of some independent OPTAVIA coaches or clients of OPTAVIA. The results relayed in these messages are based on the unique experiences of the participants, and we cannot guarantee like or similar outcomes. While you may be inspired by these accounts, please note that any stories of success have not been verified, and your individual path to optimal health will vary. As always, it is our recommendation that you consult with a healthcare provider before starting a weight loss program. In addition, this audio may have contained income or earnings representations of some independent OPTAVIA coaches. OPTAVIA makes no guarantee of financial success. Success with OPTAVIA results from successful sales efforts, which requires hard work, diligence, skill, persistence, competence, and leadership. Please see the OPTAVIA income disclosure statement for statistics on actual earnings of coaches under the U.S. compensation plan, which differs from the international compensation plan. Yours in health, the OPTAVIA team.